the Chicago Bears, their first top 30 visit has been announced. They will be meeting with Heisman Heisman candidate, Mr. Ashton Jeanty, running back from Boise State. And this is interesting to me because he's gonna be there at pick 10. It's also interesting to me because we all know that Ben Johnson likes the two-back system. You know, when we had the Sonic and Knuckles of Demo and Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit, and I did say there's a lot of players who I don't believe are going to be on this roster. Cole Kmet, I'm looking at you. That's my hot take, and I'm sticking with it. I think they're going to find a way to get rid of that nigga. But DeAndre Swift, I thought he's going to be one too, but after he spoke about him, I think DeAndre Swift is staying there. My thing with Ashton Jeanty was actively, I guess, like asking the Bears to draft him at Radio Row Super Bowl week. He was
He
like,
dead ass was.
I love playing. I would love to play for the Bears. You know, he loves Caleb. I saw a picture of him and Caleb shopping together in Los Angeles right after the season was over, right after Caleb got the surgery on his arm. And he said, I would love to play with Ben Johnson. That's one thing that a lot of people, for the first time in my life as a Bears fan, players want to play for our head coach, offensive players. So he's out there. To me, if they can do enough in free agency at the offensive line position, I have no problem with drafting Ashton Jeanty at 10 if you at least give me two signings to go with Darnell Wright. But if you don't, go over there and get that. And this is a deep running back draft. There is a lot of great backs. You can get you a good back in the third round. But Bang, what do you think about this interest? Obviously, it seems like it's mutual. What do you think about Ashton Jeanty potentially being a Bear?
I like you just said, I like it depending on what happens during free agency. You come out of free agency with 2 out of the 3 interior lineman positions taken care of, then you go and get your best player available. If he's the best player available, you go out and get him. I still think they need to go defensive line. I still believe that they will go defensive line. I don't even think Jeanty will be there at 10 when they get there. I don't think he's going to make it.
You think he's going first 9 picks?
It's potential he can go one of them first 9 picks. I mean, he's good. It's definitely potential. And when you look at
there's so many other players, like a lot of old linemen.
Yeah,
you got
but
the 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I think the running back position has hit a little bit of a renaissance.
Yeah.
To where if you have a team, like say for instance, let's look at the Raiders, right? If the Raiders tried to go get Stafford. If they would have got Stafford, he's their pick, right?
Yeah, sure.
And even if they still come up with a capable person at the quarterback position, he's going to Vegas. They miss Josh Jacobs. They could get that back here. But it depends on what they could do with the quarterback position. So really, look, free agency for not just the Bears, but the league starts next week. So we'll see what happens. But as far as him being in the Bears uniform, I dig it. I like it. When you look at him and Swift, Roshan is not what people thought what could happen. So you're going to need a running back. And again, depending on what happens, how the draft falls, I like the fit. Pause.
Courtney, we know you were a big Ashton Jeanty supporter during the season. What do you think about his fit with not just the Bears, but like any team in the top 10? Do you think he's a top 10 pick?
Yeah. Like Bang said, running backs are really making having a renaissance right now. And of course, I think he's incredibly talented. And if he's still on the board when you guys pick, I absolutely think you should take him. I know you have some other needs that need to be addressed. Jonathan Allen is still available.
Yes? Jonathan Allen is going to be traded.
Yes, so, but that's what I'm saying. If you need to, obviously, you mentioned that defensive lineman was something that you guys needed.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take much to get him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You have proof, right? Like, there's more of a track record than sort of risking, your first top 10 pick of the draft on an unproven lineman. It wouldn't be hurt, I guess, to explore a trade. That being said, if he's available at 10, you have to take him at 10. I think it's a great fit. And I asked Robert that earlier. Who do you think, in those top 10 picks has the potential to have the biggest impact on your? I think Ashton Jeanty could absolutely have the biggest impact on whatever respective team drafts him. I think he completely, the way he plays just completely changes the way an offense works and how it looks. I absolutely think he has the most potential this season to have the biggest impact on the team.
Definitely, we're gonna see how that goes out. Remember, the Bears had their top 30 visits last year with Caleb Williams from Rome when they put that on their 1920 football drive documentary series, and they landed both of them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with that.
So cool. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line.